Okay, so we're going to do something a little different today, just for shits and giggles, because, hey, why not? It's my channel, I can do what the hell I want. Um, couldn't find the TMI video that I was looking for. It was one that was tagged in by I believe a subscriber a couple of weeks ago. She did it on her channel and tagged me in it, and I said I'd do it. Of course, now that I want to do one, can't find it. So I went through some of my Facebook, and because I do these things all the time on there just for fun, and I figure I'll do the one there. Um, Sorry about the lighting in advance. The lighting is not perfect today. I don't really feel like playing with it either, so it is what it is. Um, so, the TMI questions that I've got right now, and this is just pulled off of a random Facebook one I did like 3 days ago. The first question is, have I ever been married? Or how many marriages have I had? And the answer is none, despite the fact that I do wear a ring, because I'm not legally married. Divorces, see previous. Never been married. Children, not my thing. Children are great if there's somebody else's and they can go home. Hence why I love spending time with my nieces and nephews. Not so much my own kids, thank goodness. Which brings us to the next question. How many brothers do I have? The short answer is none. I do have a biological brother that I am aware of. He and I have never met, have never spoken, and it's not likely to happen because when I reached out to him, he basically sicked his wife on my sister and was a complete coward about the entire situation. So, yeah, not happening. I do have two stepbrothers. They're actually closer in age to my cousins, nieces, and nephews. I am like 16 years older than my oldest stepbrother. One's in his early 20s, the other one's like 19. Their father and my mother got together when I was 18 years old, and I'll be 38 next month. So, yeah, they've been together a while. The next question is, how many sisters do I have? I know of two. I have one half-sister whom I found via social media 3 years ago next month. We are 10 months apart in age. She never knew I existed until I found her on Facebook. I knew about her because I've had contact with our father and she never did. I also have another sister out there whom I've never met and have not been able to locate to date, and I've been looking off and on for almost 30 years now. I also have two stepsisters who are closer in age to me than my stepbrothers, and they've also got children of their own. The next question is, how many pets do I have? I go back and forth between two houses, so I have a few. At this house here, I've got my gray long-haired cat, Aurora. I got her in January of this year, basically to help with a squirrel problem we had, and she's done her job well, and turns out she's a gorgeous and very sweet cat. My grandmother also has Bella the dachshund at this house. At the other house, where I stay with my companion, we have a cat, Little Bit, whom I adopted about a year ago from Jen of Jen's Large Family Parody channel. Been a very good cat. I'm quite glad that I took her. We also have a black short-haired named Blackie. Yeah, I know, original name, right? And at that house, we have a shepherd mix by the name of Pete that we adopted in March of this year. Poor guy was about 2 years old and had gone through like 4 homes. But while he's destructive, we love him. The next question is, have I ever had any surgeries? And the answer is yes. I've had a few surgeries. In 2006, I had part of a toenail on my big toe surgically removed, and discovered during that surgery that I don't have a normal reaction to anesthetic because I have abnormal nerve pathways in my feet. They went to numb my big toe. Every other toe on my foot went numb except for my big toe. So the doctor begins cutting into my foot and is suddenly wondering why I'm screaming. Turns out, having someone cut into your foot while it's not numb hurts. But they ended up numbing the entire base of my foot, successfully did the surgery. I no longer have ingrown toenails, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, because of the double dose of anesthetic in my other toes, 2 of my toes no longer move independently of each other. Kind of annoying at the time. It's been 12 years now, I'm kind of used to it. Another surgery, the next surgery I had was in late 2011. I had discovered that my wisdom teeth were actually impacted underneath the skin because I was an idiot and hadn't gone to a dentist for 17 years. And discovered that, well, the reason my wisdom teeth never came up this way is because they came in that way and were pressing on my rear molars, and I potentially could have lost my rear teeth. So they went in and removed them, and with that surgery, I discovered I can't take anything containing acetaminophen, which is better known as Tylenol. Turns out that that is not a great time to find out that you can't take Percocet because of the Tylenol. Go figure. Actually it was Vicodin, not Percocet, but same difference as far as the Tylenol issue. The next surgery I had after that was actually March 27th of 2017. I had bariatric surgery. I had a sleeve gastrectomy. The surgery normally takes about 2 hours. Mine took a little over an hour. There weren't any complications to speak of. I have since that surgery lost about 150 pounds. I'd like to lose about another 80 to 100 pounds, give or take. But we'll see if that happens or not. Honestly, even at my current weight, I am in pretty good health, except for some minor issues with my thyroid, which are being treated, and some lingering neurological effects that I've had off and on now for a few years, but I've learned to live with them. And that is my surgical experience. The next question on our list is, do I have any tattoos? The answer to that is no. I have no tattoos. I did once consider getting a runic tattoo that actually was supposed to translate to the word honesty. And I kind of regret not doing it. I like the idea of an honesty rune because I tend to be brutally honest in my life. I don't really do abide well by liars or dishonesty. So yeah, I thought an honesty rune would be kind of a neat tattoo to have. You know, something symbolic and me. But I didn't do it. The next question is, have I ever ridden in an ambulance? And the answer to that is, not that I recall. Is it possible? Yeah, don't remember it. Sorry. Next question, have I ever been on a cruise? No. But it's on my bucket list. I would love to take a cruise at some point. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I can live without that. And the next question is, have I ever ridden on a motorcycle? Yes, as a passenger. Tried to drive one. My uncle, when I was about 15, tried to teach me how to drive a dirt bike, dropped it on my leg. Lost interest after that. Can't imagine why. Especially since I couldn't get it off myself. Is what it is. The next question is, have I ever ridden a horse? I grew up in Amish country. I've been on a horse. But not as the sole rider in control. I've usually been pulled and led, and I have actually jumped onto a moving horse and buggy. Which I'm still surprised I didn't die when I think about how small the little foothold is that I managed to jump onto on the first try. Have I stayed in a hospital is the next question, and the answer to that is yep. 3 overnight hospitalizations that I can remember. The first, I was 6 years old. I was in first grade, couldn't get off the school bus, began developing trouble walking, ended up in the hospital overnight due to hives. The next time I was in the hospital after that was, I was actually in my early 30s. It was July 4th weekend 4 years ago tonight, actually. Ended up developing some pain in my lower leg, and it turned out that I had cellulitis. Spent the entire 4th of July weekend in the hospital on a total of 5 IV antibiotics, and I super don't recommend it because to this day I still have scarring and discoloration on that leg, and it occasionally does give me problems. And the most recent hospitalization was the hospitalization overnight for my surgery 2 years ago. The next question is, who was the last person that I called? And that would have been Al. I gave him a call when I got off work tonight. So, yep, called Al. The next question on the list is, do I prefer coffee or tea? Now, on Facebook, I answered this iced coffee. And I would say for the most part that's probably true. But I actually like both coffee and tea. I like hot tea when I'm eating Asian food. When I lived in Akron, there was a great restaurant that started out as an English tea room, and they added an Asian menu to it. Oh my God, it was amazing. Sadly, they changed hands and are no longer an English tea room, although they kept about half of the more popular teas from the menu. It's in Portage Lakes, a place called Thai Patia. If you're ever in the Akron, Ohio area, I recommend it. Unfortunately, I am no longer in the Akron, Ohio area. Alright. And still like iced coffee. In the winter, occasionally hot coffee. And occasionally in the summer, iced tea. So I guess I'm kind of both. The next question is, what is my favorite pie? You know, I don't really have one. I tend to gravitate more towards cream pies rather than fruit pies. But, you know, pie's pie. I'm probably not going to turn it down unless it's, like, really, really nutty. And even then, I might take it. I didn't get fat overnight on accident. Just saying. My favorite pizza. Oh, I love me some pizza, and I like a lot of different kinds, but my favorite is probably an old school pepperoni, sausage, and mushroom. And the next question is, am I a dog person or a cat person? And the truth is, a couple of years ago, I'd have probably said I'm a dog person. But having had a few cats recently, I gotta say, I've become a both. I love the independence of cats. I'm very fortunate that as long as I keep the litter box clean, my cat uses it. Also very fortunate that while she didn't use it when I was gone because the litter box malfunctioned, I finally was able to get the smell of kitty usage out of my carpet. Oh, such a relief. But it's gone. And I didn't have to pull my carpet to do it, which is even better. And double bonus, my kitty is absolutely using the litter box again because I'm keeping it clean. Yay! So really both. I like dogs and cats. They have their pros and cons. And the last but not least is, what is my favorite holiday? And my answer to that is historically Thanksgiving. I like the idea of Thanksgiving as opposed to Christmas or any of the other more traditional holidays because Thanksgiving, by and large, is about family. And it's just everyone getting together and having a big meal, fellowship, and just taking a day to be thankful and appreciative for whatever, anything life has to offer. I just think that that is phenomenal. I know a lot of people would probably say Christmas for a lot of the same reasons, but Christmas has just become so commercialized and about the gifts and about the money. And you know, people say don't forget the Christ in Christmas. I'm personally not religious, and looking through history, Christ was likely born in spring anyway, so it's just kind of a random day on the calendar. Actually, going back through history, it was borrowed from a pagan holiday, but I'm not getting into that today. So my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. When I was a little boy, I would have said that my favorite holiday was the 4th of July because of fireworks and fun and celebration. I don't like that holiday as much as I used to because of some personal things that happened when I was a little boy. I didn't like July 4th for a very long time. Now I'm beginning to appreciate it again, mainly because my youngest nephew was born on July 4th a couple of years ago, so something good happened to balance out the something very bad. So that's that. And I don't care as much about fireworks than that anymore, especially when you think about how traumatic it is for a lot of people. You know, people with PTSD, the fireworks may bring back flashbacks of, you know, gunfire or combat situations, frightening the pets. And I like having my dog and cat, so I don't want something to happen that would scare them away. So fireworks I can take or leave. On television, muted, great. So yeah, that's a little bit about me from one of these little TMI Facebook posts. Sheila, if you're watching this, I will be more than happy to do the drunk TMI challenge that you did a few weeks ago. However, I don't drink, so I won't be drunk doing it. But if you want to message a comment with that, I'll be more than happy to do it. And speaking of messages, feel free to leave a comment on this if there's something you want me to do. Although, please keep in mind, I really, really don't want anyone bashing or criticizing other people's channels in my comment feed. I just think that that's rude. If you've got an issue with someone, be a grown-up and take it up with them personally. Don't create fake accounts and throw criticisms out there or bash people whom I've known for many years and expect me to be okay with it. Because to you, it's a YouTube personality. To me, it's maybe a YouTube personality, depending on who it is. But there are people who post on YouTube that I've known for most of my life, whom I would do just about anything for, and some of whom would probably do just about anything for me. So if you're throwing shade at them, I'm probably not going to respond appropriately. Or I will respond appropriately and just delete your comment. That's it for tonight. Thanks a million.